project is on caffeine. Coffee is a very common drink in many places of the world. However, the effects of caffeine has become a much more discussed topic. I know many people that can't start their day without 1 or 2 cups of coffee. Many people at different ages have enjoyed some form of caffeine, whether it's tea, candy, chocolate, or of course coffee. However, this compound called caffeine has some side effects that people aren't always aware of. Even though caffeine in drinks is very widely used to get a boost of energy, Even though caffeine in drinks is widely used to get a boost of energy, it can lead to many problems after long-term usage. Caffeinated beverages are the third most consumed drink around the world, and many people drink them without knowing any risks. First, I'll explain how caffeine gives people energy to do things. Next, I'll explain the harmful side effects of caffeine. And lastly, I'll say why caffeine is so widely used. Thank you. First, caffeine gives people a boost of energy. Most people have tried drinks like coffee and noticed that they're more aware or awake. Some people have gotten overexcited or hyper after only a few sips of strong coffee. After drinking coffee, the caffeine begins to work by binding to the adenosine receptors in the brain and blocking the compound adenosine, which heavily influences sleep. After that step, the dopamine system works much faster. Dopamine is a compound which, when released, will make you feel happier or less stressed, and adrenaline is also released into the blood. Most people are familiar with adrenaline, so it increases heart rate, blood circulation, and breathing. All of these effects will lead to the feeling of alertness and having more energy, which is increased because of the chemicals in your system. The second topic is caffeine can have some harmful side effects. Some of the less noticeable effects can be insomnia, nervousness, irritability, and restlessness. Other effects can be more noticeable, like upset stomachs, fast heartbeats, or even muscle tremors and twitches. Some of the worst symptoms from having caffeine, however, are infants can weigh less if drank when the parent is pregnant, and has even been connected to shorter life expectancies. Another common effect of caffeine has been addiction. After a day without coffee, caffeine addicts have started to experience withdrawal, so people have often compared it to drugs. Of course, the severity of symptoms will vary from person to person, depending on a number of factors, like how much you drank and how tolerant you are to coffee. For a lot of people, the severe symptoms might not happen if you don't consume as much, but people have reported symptoms from just 1 cup of coffee. The last topic is why is caffeine so widely used? The reason caffeine is used so much is often overlooked and people won't pay much attention to it. The first reason is possibly because many people are addicted to it, like I mentioned earlier. Another reason why it's so often used is because athletes will drink highly caffeinated beverages to promote brands and to get more of a kick than just water would give them. This is not always a bad thing, but considering the risks, drinks packed with caffeine aren't always the best idea. Another reason why people use it more and more is because of a caffeine crash, which is caused by a dramatic drop in serotonin or dopamine, which can leave people feeling sad, tired, and groggy, and they'll naturally want more. In conclusion, at first, drinks like coffee might give you a boost of energy from the caffeine, but the side effects of caffeine can be dangerous to many people. Lastly, you can become addicted to a lot of these drinks. Everything mentioned in this presentation does not only apply to coffee, even though it was mentioned the most. It also applies to things like candy, tea, soda, chocolate, ice cream, and many other things. Thank you for listening, and next time you have caffeine, remember this presentation.